Good afternoon and welcome to the third episode of the NSMQ Live Chat 2025. My name is Isaac Kojukrain, your host. It's been exciting so far. First, we have Samantha Gate from Wesley Girls High School. Second, we had Daniel Gakpeto from Presec Legon. And today, we have Nonna Mbebo from Adisadel College, NSMQ 2020. Now, mobile. Nona Mbebo is a dynamic computer science and interactive media double major at New York University, Abu Dhabi, with a strong foundation in machine learning, immersive technologies, and software development. With hands on experiences as a machine learning engineer at Praxis and multiple research assistantship at NYUAD. So Nona specializes in developing intelligent systems for satellite imagery, structural health monitoring, and VR stroke therapy. His works spans cutting edge projects like galamsey detection, yes, galamsey detection, using UNet models and legal text simplification with legal Beth. So a proven leader and collaborator, he combines technical proficiency in Python, TensorFlow, and React with a passion for innovation and impact driven. Welcome to the NSMQ live chat, Nona Mbebo.
I'm so excited to be here.
Wow, wow,
Hello to
wow, wow.
everyone.
Right. Okay, but before we start our conversation with Nona, we had a very sad news coming from the camp of Adisadel College earlier in March this year. We had Moses Adra, who is a chemistry teacher, who used to be the chemistry coach for the NSMQ team at Adisadel College, sadly passing on. We have a short video for you from him. So let's read a short tribute for him. So Moses Adra is a devoted chemistry teacher and NSMQ coach at Adisadel College. He was deeply passionate about science education and the National Science and Maths quiz. So he was an alumnus of St. Martin Senior High School. He joined Adisadel College NSMQ team in 2020 and quickly became a pillar of strength and strategy. So he rose to the role of coach through sheer dedication. He was known for staying all night with the contestants to ensure they were fully prepared. And Moses gave all his to nurturing young minds. That's the NSNQ team. His untimely passing in March has left a deep void, but his legacy and commitment continues. His mentorship and excellence continues to inspire us all. Sadly, I would want us all to observe a minute of silence to Moses Adra. Okay, thank you, viewers. That was a short tribute to Moses Adra, NSMQ chemistry coach at the Sadel College, whose untimely passing came earlier in March this year. So, Mbebo,
Yep.
yeah, could you kindly give us any fond memories of Moses?
To be honest, I think I'm still in shock that he's gone. Um, he was very, as you said, very passionate about the quiz, about getting us ready and prepared. I remember spending like late nights with him trying to crack through chemistry problems, and um, sometimes when like teachers or coaches don't show up, he will always show up to guide us through like preparing for the NSMQ. So he'll be deeply missed, and may his soul rest in peace.
So it wasn't right, right. So it wasn't even just chemistry that he was coaching you guys on. He used to take up other courses, other programs.
Yeah, yeah. He used to take up other courses. He used to try his best in math and other classes. Like any point or any area he felt we needed further assistance, I think he was there to help, and that was very great.
Okay. I
And yeah,
suppose he will greatly be missed by all. I
he will.
just pray.
He's a brother.
Yeah, right. I just pray that you have the strength. The school, Adisadel College, has the strength to carry
Yeah,
on and come back strongly this year in the NSMQ, right?
yeah. I wouldn't doubt that because I mean we at least said that we have the resilience and the strength, but this is
And
actually very sad news.
okay, all
No, no.
right.
All jokes aside, this is sad news, and yeah,
Right, sure,
he'll
sure,
be
sure.
missed.
Right, right. Okay. So that was for Moses Adra, NSMQ chemistry coach for Adisadel College. Now let's move on to today's live chat with Nonna Mbebo, NSMQ 2020, Adisadel College. Charlie, welcome to the program.
Charlie, I do. I'm glad you can have me. I'm glad. I mean, after
I know,
having
right?
Gapeto, who like, you need a different voice to.
I'm
You need a
surprised you are
competitor.
mentioning. I'm surprised you are mentioning Gakweto so freely. Doesn't it send any chills down your spines?
You know when you were playing the when we were preparing for this and you were playing the NSMQ beats like the soundtrack, I
I know,
was
right?
having flashbacks about the event. When we were writing down the formulas, they play the music, and I'm like, it feels like I'm getting ready for something like a contest. But Gabeto is not here, so yeah, there's no contest.
So, fine. Let's just continue with the momentum. Could you kindly share with us some of your fondest memories in the NSMQ 2020?
Yeah, if I should pick one, I think it would be the semifinals against Achimota and Keita. I don't know if in NSMQ history a school has gone to the finals with 21 points. It was really disheartening and shocking. But yeah, it was a very close contest and we won with the last riddle. I still remember Hall Effect. I mean, I think everybody remembers Hall Effect. But yeah, it was crazy. It was one point in time that I thought we were about to leave, like exit, because I mean, Achimota was leading and we took the last reader, so that was
Yeah.
very memorable. That is one of my fondest memories. Yeah, the finals was great, but we didn't win, so like it can't be my fondest memory. I just saw the trophy go to a different team, but yeah, it was
So,
fun and
so,
enjoyable.
so you said it was one of the moments that you thought you were going to leave the NSMQ.
Yeah, yeah.
You left eventually.
I mean, we were first round. You see, everybody remembers the winner, right? Nobody remembers if you are second or third.
Whoever,
Nobody cares
yeah,
about
I know,
you, but
right? It's just unsaid history in the books, and it
yeah,
remains there. So going
exactly,
into a
exactly.
contest, yes, like you mentioned, going into a contest like that with 21 points, did you have any doubts in yourselves? Did they have any psychological impact on the team's general well-being or preparedness for the quiz?
We definitely had a lot of advice from the coordinators
Right.
to help us like reset our mindsets and the old boys, and there was a huge support from the old boys and the coordinators. So I think that helped. As to how if it affected us in any way, I don't think so. For me, I don't think so. I think I just went into the finals with the aim of just winning, and I think most of my team, like my mates, like Justice and Hannah, share the same sentiment. We didn't have a good start in the finals though, so I think it affected our contest getting closer to the end. But it was fine. I mean, 20. If you have 15 and we have 21, doesn't mean we can beat. It doesn't mean you would beat us in the final. That was the mindset, I guess. Yeah.
All right, so viewers, oh right, we just lost the footage. I was going to show viewers. We had some footage at the background when you were speaking, and I thought that it was some of the memorable moments that you participated in the
That was
quiz. But I'll ask my technical team to rerun it. I think it was special. Yes, so you can see Nonna Mbebo at the right top corner. Adisadel College. Yes, very good with Justice Ampao. They used to call you the super sap. Would you like to share some of those memories?
Yeah. The super sub because I was a
Yes, super sap.
substitute. I
I
came
know,
in
right?
after the the speed race to do the problem of the day, and then the true or false and the riddle. So I think it was more of a dynamic change. Because I felt we worked together that way. So I don't know about Super Sub, but I think it worked out.
If you're called a super sub, it means that whenever you came on, you did your best, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So what is that thing that made the NSMQ 2020 stand out for you?
um, First of all, we had COVID at that time. You can see us with our
Right,
masks. That was like,
right, I know,
we were one
right?
of the. It was very peculiar times. I there was one point I didn't think it was going to come on because we there was a school break that we from SHS, so we all went home, and we weren't sure when we were coming back, and that means that we weren't sure when we were going to have the NSMQ. So there was a point in time I thought, oh, we are not going to have this. So that means that it's either you choose not to continue studying for the NSMQ or to continue studying for something that wouldn't happen. So we had to find it in us to continue pushing through. But that was very peculiar. That was the strange thing about our year, because there was because of COVID. I don't think anything else stands out like that much.
How aside the physical, setbacks of COVID, what about mentally? Were you guys going through all those hullabaloo about the COVID and how we were even movement was a problem. Even having your team support you was a problem because of the COVID. We just had few people with social distancing and all those things. How did it affect you guys mentally? I'm so particular about the mental, well-being of contestants because the moment you are not optimum mentally, it affects everything that you put out. So how did
Yeah.
the COVID? What impact did the COVID had on the Adisadel College NSMQ 2020
Um, like
mentally,
mentally,
psychologically? Yeah,
yeah, psychological. I think we didn't even notice those COVID, or so if you don't put on the mask, there's no difference, right? I mean, I know
you're right.
that the rest of the world had record numbers of people who were falling sick and dying from COVID, so that was scary. In Ghana, I don't know, the numbers weren't very scary at that time, and people seem to do fine. Like, you have a cold, you have a cough, and it goes away. So it wasn't very mentally draining. But on stage, the only difference you have is, like, you have a mask, like something covering your face,
Having your
and you have
nose.
to tune, like, yeah, you have to re-put. And I think the pressure of the stage will even make you forget you're wearing a mask, right? I like see, I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing a mask. I didn't even remember I was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's the dynamics on the stage takes your mind off that. You're just like, you have to be focused and you have to win.
All right. So, which school was your toughest opponent during your competition?
Hmm. As a team or like personally?
No, well, you could take it from both dimensions. So you could give us as a team, then personally, the school that impressed you the most,
um, for a school that impressed us the most,
or challenged you
I
the
think
most.
it challenge for a team that challenged me the most. It would be Achimota. It was if answer the girl who was the Achimota sub, right? Because then, as I said, that was the very dangerous contest for us. So she challenged me like very much, like the most, because doing the true or false, she would answer correctly, I would answer wrong, so that was scary. The finals
the
wasn't that scary for me,
super
but
sub would answer wrongly. you
yeah, I would answer wrongly. The
you lost
the
your
finals wasn't.
superpowers.
I lost my title. I think she took the title away. But
Right.
the finals challenged us as a team, but not me personally. I wasn't really challenged during the final. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, you thought Persec, Persec is Persec, so if Persec beats us, I've met some schools that even when they are taken out by Persec, they go and jubilate after all it's Persec. Is that the notion that you had?
Um, well, I knew the team was tough, right? Because we had met them like a couple of times, and they had whooped our asses. But there was just something about the finals that I wasn't moved by. I was like, yeah, we can beat these guys, because um, like it's anybody's game, right? The questions can go either way, and we had prepared, we were ready, we had the support for the old boys, the support from the team. So I thought, yeah, we're gonna win this.
Right.
Yeah, Persec
So
was tough. Like all jokes aside, like sorry, to be very honest, not all jokes aside, to be very honest, Persec was so
you're
like
choosing your words carefully.
yeah, like to be very honest, right? I 2020 NSMQ, I hadn't seen any team that was more prepared than Persec. And mind you, these from what we heard, like these the contestant has started preparing from like freshman year. I think I
Yeah.
met them in my like my final year, but I met them also in my second year when I was in second year. So like we had 3 years, right? I'm
Yeah.
confusing this with uni. But we had 3 years.
You're
So
right.
when I was in my second year, when I was in my second year, they came to Adisadel to do a contest with my seniors and other seniors, like Augustin seniors. And they were in second year and they beat some of these teams, right?
I know,
And there
right?
was the hype all around that these people are going to win. So they were scary. They were ready. They had everything. But yeah, as I said, the finals is anybody's game, so it can go anyway.
What did it mean for you, reaching the finals, especially, coming from that dramatic semi-final contest? What did it mean for the team and personally for you and for the team, reaching the finals,
I think
especially that dramatic semi-final contest with 21 points?
it meant a lot. It meant so much.
Mhm.
Um, because I decided we had some consistency that had broken off like previous years because we're always in the finals for like four consecutive
Consecutive
times.
years, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to the semis. So then going back to the finals after that break was like a big thing because then we wanted to maintain the streak. But now we are what we are in prelims or what I don't even remember. That's terrible, but it meant a lot because we were known to always be in the finals. Although not to win though, that's sad.
All right. So let's talk about the impact of the NSMQ on your personal development. How has participating in the NSMQ impacted your life generally? You can take it
It
from
has made me very
yeah, right.
it has made me very competitive and very hardworking and problem solving, like oriented. I don't know if that's even a word, but it makes me like want to push through. Because when you're preparing for the NSMQ, you are challenged a lot. Like you do, I mean, for my team, we do a lot of studies. You have to finish your own syllabus. You have to touch on some uni stuff like uni physics, uni biology, even though you're in SHS or you're in high school. So it makes you like it opens your eyes and it challenges, it pushes you, and it makes you competitive. Especially in uni where you're going to meet other people who are like super smart, and you have to compete for the limited resources on campus. So I think that is one helpful thing from the NSMQ. Yeah.
So are there special opportunities that have arisen from this impact that you speak of, this resilience, this competitiveness that you speak of? Are there specific or
Yeah,
shareable opportunities that have arisen from it?
definitely, definitely. I think they are in so many levels. So on one level, you have the fact that it boosts your resume and your portfolio as a person. Like if you get to the finals, even if you win, that is even a bigger deal because I know not I have I know of the finalists using NSMQ as a boost to get into US university or for college applications, and if you can show that you won it, it's even a bigger deal because they are looking for competitive people like that. On another level, it changes your mindset about studying and about the world because then you're competing, and that hard work it still sticks with you even though you're done with the NSMQ. On another level, there's also the connections part of it, right? So you went to NSMQ, you went to the final, everybody saw you on TV, so you get to connect with a lot of people. People get to know you. It opens doors for you,
I'm a star.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, you become a star. It fades away. It's been like how many years? 5 years. So I think it fades
I know.
away. But one of the connections that I value the most is my connection with one of the quiz mistresses, right? Because Tamwa J is one of the quiz mistresses, and
Yeah,
through the
Dr.
NSMQ,
Telma.
I've built.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Telma. I say Telma. Sorry, my bad. Dr. Telma
That's right.
J.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it speaks to like the kind of relationship I've built with her, like a mentor mentee, like a very friendly face that I can go to with my, and she's been tremendous bedrock and support. So you see those like dynamic connections that you have amongst like the quiz mistresses or yourselves. It's a very valuable thing.
Okay, so we want to evaluate the decisions you've taken after the NSMQ and how the NSMQ influenced some of those decisions. And so we know that you did computer science, right? So
Yeah.
we want to know how the NSMQ influenced your decision to pursue computer science. In Ghana,
Yeah, that
if
is a
okay, so in Ghana, if you study, if you are that good, especially being an NSMQ contestant, if you go around questioning a few NSMQ contestants, you see that medicine runs through their aspirations, and so you get few very bold outside thinkers to want to pursue things extracurricular, like extra from the norms that we know. So when you have someone like you pursuing computer science other than medicine, it's news. You understand? It's news because even the emergence of AI and all these things, computer engineering stuff are now coming. And so it takes some bold steps for you to want to pursue them. And so we want to know how the NSMQ influenced, some of these decisions, especially at around 2020.
That is such a great question. I think Ghana, as you said, being brilliant and doing medicine slash engineering is a social norm. It's a rule. You have to do it, right? If you don't
Yeah.
do it, people are like, "What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell?
Why
Yeah.
are you not doing that?"
Linguistic is talent.
Yeah, you're wasting
I'll
your
worry.
brain. But the like when you go out of Ghana, medicine is not as um directly correlated with you being like smart or you being brilliant or you having some level of basic science understanding, right? As to how the NSMQ influenced my decision to do computers, I don't think it was a direct influence. It was just my personal like my personal interest in computer science, and also to be frank, even when you go out of Ghana, you go to the US, and you are brilliant and you want to make money. Let me be very frank with
I
you.
know,
If you
right?
want to
I
make
know,
money, you
right?
want to start.
Samantha, do you know Samantha Gate?
Yeah,
You know, so we also asked her, why she went into engineering other than medicine, and she said, you have to follow the money. So is there Gen Zs,
yeah.
are the Gen Zs now just following money? Is money the order of the day? Is money the good?
You want to follow something that first of all you like. If you don't like it, you want to follow something that you would get you the money, or something that would make like you're passionate about, right? That's just, you have to even more. I'm just limiting it. But my point is like in the US, computer science is not really easy. Like it's really hard. And if you're smart and you're able to do computer science, then you have a bigger trade-off like immediately, because immediately you're done with 4 years, you can start making like three figure salary, right? And that is a
Wow.
better, it's more attractive than having to do pre-med for like 4 years and go to med school for like 5 years. That is long, although you
I
end up
know, right?
making as much money. So then I think it's
Why not,
for
why
us,
not go
it's
for the
like
easier option?
yeah, am I really passionate about medicine? Do I really want to do it? And then you're like, I can do computer science.
So let's talk about that. So do you have any special projects that you're currently embarking on?
I do, as a matter of fact. I think you mentioned something in terms of the legal bet
Yes,
thing
yes. That
for
was brief,
um,
in a profile. Probably you could expatiate, for the viewers, for the sake of the viewers, and viewers, if you have any question that you've been longing to ask Nonna Mbebo, this is the right time. Go in on Facebook, go on YouTube, under the comment section. Ask any question that you want to ask Mbebo. Your name is very unique, so forgive me if I'm fumbling with it. So ask any question that you want to ask him, and we will ask him for you. He has all the answers that are boggling your mind. So, So let's go back to Adisadel College. Are there some fond memories that you would like to share? Um,
Yeah. So I was in Adisadel, I was juggling a lot of things just because I could. Like
or you were even
I
talking
was
about the
the
project. I was just prompted by technical people that you were going to talk
yeah.
about projects. Yeah, yeah. Forgive me. So you can talk about the
So
project.
let's talk about the project.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, I've been working on a bunch of projects in AI, just trying to explore how far I could push it, like looking for solutions to problems. One of the, I think you mentioned in the profile, one of the ones that I did as a side project was trying to find a solution with AI for galamsey, the problem we are currently facing in Ghana, which is a
Right.
very huge problem, by the way. And just a side note, it's not only Ghana that is facing illegal mining, because Ghana we call it galamsey or
Mostly African.
artisanal. Yeah, and also some people in the Amazon rainforest, because the Amazon rainforest has a lot of gold. So some of the countries in that rainforest also have faced a lot of issues. South Africa also faces a lot of issues. So it's actually a global problem, right? But I was trying to find a solution using AI, and I think one of the more straightforward ways was to try and use satellite images gotten from satellites in space and extract these images on particular areas of land. So if you take Obuasi, for instance, you would define a boundary of Obuasi that you know the probability of mines, or you know that there are mines or like illegal mining activities there, and then you run like some AI models on it, trying to identify the specific points of the mine. And you could also go further to do like volumetric analysis and find out how much of the earth has been dug out. Like, so you can actually find how much of a hole is there. If you are even more advanced, you can find which minerals are there in which location. So I was trying to explore that, and I built like a decent solution that is able to detect if you give it any image of Ghana, like satellite image of Ghana, to tell you, oh, this boundary, there's likely galamsey activity here, and it's able to segment it for you and show you the coordinates. That was one of the, um, I
The
think,
project.
important projects I worked on. The other ones, but I think I don't want to bore you with the details.
Okay, all right. So fine. That's beautiful. And I'm particularly glad that someone like you is doing things that could be used locally. Usually, when the moment you leave the shores of Ghana, you start thinking like, and then you start developing things that we cannot relate to. But then we are particularly glad. I am particularly glad that you are doing something that could be used, locally. So it means that there's a high susceptibility, a high likelihood that maybe one day you could come back to Ghana under a government of Ghana contract to help us fight Galamsey. Who knows? I'm particularly glad. Right. So let's go to Adisadel College. Your time at Adisadel College. How did you get to be part of the Adisadel College NSMQ team? Did they have teams in Form One that you joined? Run us through how you became a contestant, how you got to be part of the team.
So I think most schools have this recruiting system
Right.
built where they recruit. Some recruit from Form One, some recruit from Form Two. You go through a series of tests and contests to find out if you can, like, you're the right fit, or to find a team of a number of people that you then prune as you get
You
closer to the
progress.
date. So I think I did the same thing. Yeah, I think it was freshman year. Sorry, first year, Form One. I keep saying freshman year.
I
I
know,
think it
right?
was Form One or Form. I think it was. I think for us it was Form Two. Form Two that they started. We started doing tests. So you do a bunch of tests, like random pop quiz, like a random pop quiz. They call you to write a test, and they keep track. They have like certain cutoff points for who.
Hello, Mbebo. Well, viewers, I think we're having small technical challenges. Mbebo will be back with us soon. Our technical team is trying to reconnect him. Hello, Mbebo.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for that.
Right,
I think there was a glitch.
right. Kindly continue.
So as I was saying, I think there are levels of tests that you do. So when you pass like the mark, then you get selected. So they select like 10 or 12 people to be in the team, and then you do like periodic contests, and you get selected just to go on stage after that. But for me, I wasn't really looking to go to join the NSMQ, to be honest. I was just like looking to just be in school and enjoy the time, and then um, based
Like
on
every
my
other
class
thing.
performance, like every other person, like go to any school and Charlie for children.
I know,
But when
right?
the when the test started, I got an interest and I decided to do it. So then I just took it a long way, and yeah, we went on stage and it was great. So that is how I got into the team, right? I wasn't looking to do it, but we were writing the test, so I decided to join, and then it worked out great.
Okay. Any other extracurricular activity? Were you part of the cadet? Were you part of the were you part of the drama club? Some of those fun clubs that we used to join back at school.
It's so funny for you to ask about cadets, like
I intentionally
cadets.
asked about
As
cadets. We used to have this notion that is these type of students that go to the cadet. Back at my school, we had some of the best students. When you're in a cadet, you don't necessarily know they are smart, but when you're in a good school like Adisadel, like in Fansifam, you know that
yeah,
even some of the cadet boys are good. And my year group, I mean, the best students came from cadet, and everyone was shocked. "Hey, these cadet boys are yo," and they came out this good. So it has always been at the back of my mind that you will hardly ever meet an NSMQ contestant who was part of the cadet for obvious reasons, because cadets, if you meet 3 times in a week, you will not necessarily get a chance to be part. But then it's not something that we should just readily write off, because it's possible some of the best students came from cadets. They didn't even come from the NSNQ team, they came from the cadets team back at my school. And so that's why it has always been at the back of my mind to advocate for cadet boys. That's why I particularly asked if you belong to the cadet back at Adisadel College. But you had a cadet, right?
I think you're doing. I think you're doing a good job in advocating for the cadets
Ah,
cause.
sure,
But
sure,
yeah,
sure, sure.
as you mentioned, I don't think the time constraints would allow me to join. I had a particular interest in cadets. Like
Uh-huh.
shockingly, I grew up in Bema. Like I grew up in Bemaka.
You
Where I was.
too,
My dad
you
is a military,
too.
an ex. So I was doing the much rigid system. I'm used
I
to it.
know,
So I
right?
was interested. I went a couple of times in freshman year, but I dropped out. Yeah, but
Yeah.
extracurricular, I did other stuff. I was the student. How do you even call it? SRC? Like, I was the
That's
deputy
how
head
you
boy. So
age. I can head for being cadet. Yeah, it doesn't really click. It doesn't work. I know, right?
you Bob, you Bob.
Right,
So
right.
I was the deputy head boy, and I was also the president of the debaters club because I love to debate. Like that was one of the things I love to do.
It's evident.
Yeah, those were the things.
So you guys
I
had
think.
some of the schools, they have strictly prefect section, and they have strictly SLC, then a cadet, and so you not necessarily have a cross person, someone who is a prefect and a cadet, or a prefect and an SLC at the same time, because of conflict of interest. The prefects are really with authority biased, and the SLCs are student biased. And so we know that
Yeah,
if you're one person who wants to combine the two duties, we know that you are not, you are lying when you are authority biased, but you are a spy for the authority. So you are not trusted. That's where I come from. But then you mentioned that you were. It's true. I'm telling, and no one will even come closer to you. Especially, I'm talking about the the student circles, that some of the things that used to happen.
yeah,
If you know that you are pro
yeah.
authority, like you like to go and snitch, go and chook. Did you guys use the same word, chook? If you're a chooker,
We use
you
the
like to
thing
go,
with Chuku. Yeah,
your mates, nobody will want to come closer to you. And so we had a strict
yeah.
prefectorial section, and then a strict SRC system, and a strict cadet system. And so, but then you mentioned that you were, as an assistant head boy, you were also head of the SRC at Adisadel College. How does that system work?
Um, I think for Adisadel, it's not separate. It's the same. I don't know if the system has changed, but
Okay.
it was one and the same. Like if you're the head, so we have like the main head prefect, we have the deputy, and then they go on to become like SRC head and SRC deputy, that kind of system. I think it's not very, as you said, it's not a very great system because there's a conflict of interest, but it's
Interesting.
just like one and the same. We manage the SRC body as head prefect. So yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I think there was a little glitch somewhere, the internet. So we want to know how the NSMQ, like participating in the NSMQ, all the things that you learn from the NSMQ, discipline and physical, getting past questions. I'm not talking about past questions, but getting past questions, like having these abridged solutions to difficult questions, not using calculators and all those things. How have they, directly been impactful for the course that you are chartering now? These AI things that you're doing, all the good stuff that we have mentioned in your profile, how has participating in the NSMQ directly contributed to development in these areas?
One of the main things is when you have, let's say, a problem, you're trying to fix a bug, which is common for computer science students.
All right.
Your code is not working and you're trying to fix. Yeah, like, so what I'm saying is when you have like a bug in your code and your code is not working, which is very common for computer science students, you have to find out what's wrong with it. And the like drill approach of NSMQ, where you have to hyper focus on a problem to find a solution for under like a cringe, like a very short period of time. It helps a lot because then it makes your brain work. I think it makes your brain work really, really fast to try and figure it out, and it even makes you persevere to solve the problem, right? And I think that's one of the things that has been helped. I don't. There's not a direct for me for computer science. There's no direct link between the coursework of NSMQ
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
the coursework of computer science, except for the math part, because we do a bunch of math. So the math has been helpful because you get to speed through the questions when you're solving them. But for other disciplines like engineering, there's a direct correlation. Like physics, the physics you do on stage is the same or similar to the physics you do in uni. And if for tech, it's even easy. Like if you did NSMQ and you go to tech and you're doing engineering, you go through the physics easily because you've done uni level physics. If you're doing medicine, you go to the biology easy because you've done uni level biology. So that is a direct correlation. That's very helpful. But for me, it's more about the methodology of solving the problem and the mindset and the attitude towards the problem. Yeah.
Right. So we've written, or we've read a very touching profile. We've witnessed, we've heard, touching stories that you've told us right now. We've seen how you rattle through your works and everything that you've done so far. It makes it look very easy. Oh, I can just do a computer science. Nonna Mbebo is doing computer science at New York University. And so I believe that it is something that is easy. I can choose it. People do that. People follow blindly. And so I'd like you to, share some of the challenges that you faced in pursuing computer science up to now, like, some of the challenges that you face, so that if anyone wants to pursue computer science, if anyone is watching and wants to pursue computer science at NYU or wherever, whichever university that they may find, they should know that these are some of the challenges that they are going to face. And so you have to come prepared. So kindly share some of the challenges that you faced so far.
Computer science is not easy. That is just like the simple fact. It's enjoyable. Like you can go crazy over trying to solve a problem. I think yeah, you mentioned a very great point about people like just following blindly. Uh, in computer science, you do a lot of you have to be grounded in your theory, right? So you have to know data structures and algorithms, and combining those two is like extremely hard. Let me even forget about that because the whole goal is to get an internship and to get like a well-paying job. The
Right.
interview process, like the process of interviewing for those jobs, like those jobs that you hear these Ghanaians, brilliant students in the US get, like Google, Facebook, Meta, Netflix,
Yeah.
and it's like one of the hardest things you could ever do
I
because it's
I I
so.
I, I
I'm
feel I feel the momentum building, to describe, the process. But have you had any? recent interviews.
I was interviewing for some full time jobs, but I stopped because I'm going to do a master's next. But like just like the interview process, right? It's you can ask anyone who's in the US who's doing interviews for like software engineering jobs. It's really hard. It's not easy. It's you have to grind through a lot of solutions. Like I don't know if you know lead code. There's just like you have to practice a lot, and then even doing it, there are like levels to it. So if you're coming to computer science, because that is the goal. The goal is to land an internship and to get a good paying job like a Meta or Netto,
The way
whatever.
you
So it's
keep
hard. You have to be
mentioning,
prepared.
good paying job, I'm taking a cue from it. So, Christopher Pamford, Christopher
Yeah,
Pamford is watching us live on Facebook. He would like to know. He
yeah.
says, "Great job on the Galamsey AI solution project that you just mentioned." He's asking if you are currently in touch with the Adisco NSMQ team, and are you able to support them in any form? The way he put it. So he says, great job on the Galamsey AI solution project. Are you currently in touch with the Disco NSMQ team? And are you able to support them in any way in Bebo? So he put your name and he put a very big question mark at the back. So it's directly to you. So are you able to? So first of all, he's congratulating you on the project that you spoke about. And he also wants to know if you're in touch with the Adisadel College NSMQ team, and he wants to know in what form are you supporting them.
So we do like I'm in touch with them. We do have groups that we um, like the past contestants talk about issues that pertain to um, the current contestant. So we strategize to go to the schools to help them with um, like their contest. We help them with certain questions and stuff. I'm not actively as involved as I was when I was down with NSMQ in 2020. Like I went back 2021, I went back 2022 to help them prepare for their contest, to take them through questions, to like that was like I was going back after I was done with NY80. Like first I would go back and help them, but now not anymore. But I think we still make decisions. We still help because there's been a lot of generations, right? Because 2021
Yeah,
badge is there, 2022, great. So they go back and they are more fresh. They have more. They have a
no,
fresher
but
mind about the contest.
right, but you know that we have these we have we have we have several generations like you mentioned, but then even when you cap these generations, you find certain stars. Look at yourself. You were mostly a sub in the NSMQ, and yet your name is everywhere. A sub in the NSMQ, you don't start from the, but then your name is everywhere. It means that you left your mark. And so for some of these people like yourself, there's this special attachment that these students have for you. They look up to you and all that. And so when you are directly, involved in their preparation towards any year's NSMQ, it sends, stronger signals than just the previous and the immediate past contestants coming to the school and trying to help them because you think that they have the freshest of whatever is going on. Probably because you've gone farther in life, because you've had advanced education, you would have even a more sophisticated methodology for solving some of the complex things that they found unsolvable at their level. And so I would entreat you to get involved with the Adisadel NSMQ team and then contribute your quota because of the way
I
the person because of the way the person put the question, it was straight to you.
Yeah.
So another one, this is coming from Oswald. Oswald says at Mbebo is a shark and has a supersonic brain. These are all, I mean, butterfly comments for you. Mbebo is a shark and has a supersonic brain. I wish him all the best of luck in all his endeavors. Thank you very much, Oswald. I have others. Says, how was the criticism? How was the criticism? This is coming from Frank Jomeku. He says, how was the criticism on the on campus? Because I'm also a quiz boy, and if you people go for trials and lose a contest, then the student body feels like you people are not good enough to do the job. What was that how it was for you people on campus? So he's trying to say that way before the contest, way before the national championship or even the regional qualifiers, way before that, you go for trials with several schools, And if you go for trials and you don't perform, now he's saying that the student body, sometimes feel like, oh, this year, I hear it a lot personally, that people say, oh, this year's maybe Fancy boys, Charlie, they are not good. They are not good. And they are drawing those perception from the trials that they've seen around. So this person was once an NSMQ contestant, and he has gone through some of these stigma, and he is asking you whether it was the same thing for you at Adisadel College, and how did you deal with it?
It was the same thing. It's always the same thing. Everywhere in every school is the same thing. People are going to give their opinions. You're not going to win. It was a point in time, but we were written off during like trials, like just Cape Coast trials. And mind you, almost every school has beaten Adisadel in the contest before in Cape Coast, right? So it's like if you had to pick a team that would like go to the finals from Cape Coast, you wouldn't pick Adisadel. I mean, although we were good, right? We just didn't have the right mix, like the right click on stage when we're doing like those trials. So my point is, it's common, it happened, but you have to have like the mindset that like anything can happen at the national stage, and until you go to the national stage, nothing is certain, and that's a mindset that you need to get into your head. And I think we had that because we lost a lot. Like even our originals, we lost to Holy Child. That was the most heartbreaking contest for me. Like forget every contest I had ever done. Like it was so bad.
So,
And you see, a lot of problems
regional
happen.
championship, right?
I lost to Samantha. Like I lost regional
All
championship. Like
right,
that was.
all
I'm
right.
like, and I'm not saying no. I'm not saying I can't lose to a girl. Don't get me wrong, because they were good, but we knew where the problem was from. Right? We knew it was the team coordination. There were a lot of other problems that we needed to deal with, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't like people were saying, "Oh, you guys lost to girls. You're not going anywhere." But we reached the finals, and even at our time, the Augustine team were crazy. They were crazy good. We met them once, and their speed and their preparation was amazing. But we went to the finals. They didn't. So there's a lot of dynamics. There's a lot of things that go on that the time wouldn't allow me to say. But it's what matters is the nationals. What matters is the trophy. And if you are not on the national stage and you've not gotten there yet, forget about what everybody says.
Yeah, right, right. So you don't have to lose hope if people are writing you off. It's not the trials that matter. So there are several times that you go for trials, it doesn't work. But then the lessons that you pick from the trials for the competition proper, that is what is important. And so if you go for trials and you are not getting it, and people are criticizing you in ways that make you feel victimized, don't worry. Be confident, be bold, and take lessons from the trials, the things that you did wrong or did, come back home or come back to school, try and ponder upon them, try and seek help from other schools, up until when the contest starts, maybe the national championship starts, you can always reach out to another school for help. You can extend, a call to another school that you want to do trials with. Sometimes you can even learn together before the night before the trials. So you can always extend your boundaries. You can always reach out to other people for help. Do not call yourself in your shell. You've heard Mbebo say it, that you can go for trials and not do well, and go to the competition proper and perform wonders. And so be bold in yourself. I mean, is there something like any career goals, something that you would want to achieve with this computer science that you are pursuing?
Right now, I'm focused on AI because it's the buzzword. I mean, everybody's doing AI now.
Okay. I hope you don't
uh,
talk about the money
my career.
aspect.
Sorry.
I said, I hope you don't talk about the money aspect, the motivating factor.
Oh no. I'm not going to talk about money. I'm just going to talk about like because I've been doing it for a while now and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing like machine learning stuff. And I think going forward, what I would probably be doing is like an applied ML engineer and applied ML scientist in a company. I'm looking forward to doing a master's at the University of Toronto in AI. So that's going to be like pivotal in terms of achieving the goal of becoming an AI or ML engineer. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. We have Adriana. PSC but famous. I don't think. So he also gave those butterfly comments. He says, "My brilliant school son, aim higher." So I was thinking that probably if I'd mentioned his name, you would know him. But this name, I don't think. This is Adrian Namba PSC famous. I think he's using a pseudo name on Facebook. So Prempe Richmond also says, "Great job." He want to ask whether you can take SAT or IELTS to New York University. I'm
Yeah, you need the SATs for most of
for
all
admission.
American universities. Yeah,
Even
for
though
admission.
the campus is not in US, so you are. It means that you are admitted centrally before.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're admitted to NYU, but you choose your campus. You can go to Abu Dhabi. You can go to New York. So when you're applying, you choose. Okay, I'm applying to NYU. I want to go to this campus. But the point is, like, you need SATs to do this to set yourself apart. You need some cutoff point in the SATs. But some schools are doing test optional. What that means is you don't necessarily need to use your SATs. You can use your WASI result. And this was as a result of the COVID, because during the COVID, people couldn't write the SATs. So they brought the new policy that you could use national exams to get into
So
school. Have
that
done that. People these days have gotten to like um, Ivy Leagues without writing the SAT. I don't know if it still exists though.
uh-huh. So because that was a question that I was going to ask you, whether it still persists like till now, or it's something that they've taken out of the system. So if he
I
wants
know it
to
was
get, come
so
come
after
again.
COVID, it was extended for like after COVID, it was extended for like 5 years. So 5 years from COVID is like 2025. Most schools
Yeah.
keep extending it, the test optional thing. I think you need to do your research to find out which schools still do test optional. And then if you have like 8A, just go for it, because then 8As is equivalent to being like top 1% in SATs because it's test optional. You don't need SATs. Yeah.
Okay. Are there some special scholarships that maybe from NYU or any other place that you know that you could share to some of these? Our audience are mainly students, and so if you have some of these, opportunities, and then you care to share with them, I think it will do them a great good. If you don't have any, no problem. But if you have some that you would want to, maybe some special sites, some special places that they could look out for. This one is asking you for SAT and IELTS and all those things. It means that he's listening. He's also listening because of something. So if you have some, you can share with them.
Um, the schools that you apply to usually have funding for international students. So they have funds that they are ready to give out to international students. So when you apply to the school, you specify that you want to apply for financial aid, and then you have to prove that you don't have enough money to pay your school fees, and then based on that, they allocate funds to who. So it's possible to get like full ride scholarship. Well, that means like some covered scholarships based on your financial profile when you specify you want financial aid. I know that's a bit complicated, but what I want you to understand is you can apply to US universities, you can get full ride scholarships from them. Some of them you don't get full ride scholarships, so you need to navigate and find other means of funding. So you have to look at government funds like Get Fund or other scholarship funds. What else do I want to say? We have local organizations that help students to apply to these US schools. It makes it easy. They walk you through the process because they have experience. I went to AFEX. AFEX is like an SAT consult. It helps you write the SATs and they help you apply. I know a lot of people also went to AFEX from NSMQ. People also go to YAF Ghana. An organization called YAF Ghana. I think it's mainly based in tech.
Young
It's
African
helped like
Fellowship or something.
yeah, it's helped a lot of people get into schools like Harvard, MIT, because they've done it for so long and they have a structure that works. So if you apply to these, just search out what I mean. You have AFEX. AFEX is a bit private and a bit like expensive, I guess. Sorry, I hate to say this, but AFEX is a bit private. Let me put it
It scares people
that way.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what? Okay, you
No, I
can
think yeah.
Okay. So what message like I said earlier, we have students watching, we have future and then present NSMQ aspirants or contestants watching. What are some of those cues that you would want to give them? What is that magic word that you want to tell them? What is that special message that you would like to give them to ginger them for or to motivate them towards their their NSMQ aspirations?
This goes to like NSMQ contestants right now, people who are preparing or who are in the team. I don't know how to put this, but I know we all want to win, right? The goal is to win, to work hard and win the trophy. But if you don't win this, when you get knocked out, or if you don't get to where you want to, it's not the end of the world, because these things follow you around. Like, you can have nightmares about a contest because of the pressure, because of the I'm serious, because of the trolls online. If you focus too much on them, you're a contestant. You can have nightmares about them. It can affect you, your uni days. So if you're contesting in NSMQ, it's great. Just take it as a game. Go all out. Give it all your best. I know you're doing that in your schools, you're training. But if you don't win, it's not the end of the world. And if you win, it's not like it doesn't mean you're the best student in Ghana. Like, the team that win is not necessarily the best students, or don't have necessarily the best students in Ghana. Also, if you don't join the NSMQ, it doesn't mean you're not smart and you can't go to a US university if you want to. There are ways around it. I know students who are in Stanford right now, they never did NSMQ, they never did anything like quizzes, right? So it's all about you yourself, what you want, find out what you need to do. And if you don't win the NSMQ, it's not a big deal. Just keep pushing through. That is such a generic comment, but that is the best I can do.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But structurally, have you followed the NSMQ lately?
I think I've noticed a lot of changes with like adding private schools and also a bit of
Right.
the format. I think it's
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Right. So those times that we just had government schools, do you think it was a good representation?
Uh, I know there are lots of um, things you need to do to get everybody on board. Like, getting everybody on board is one of the difficult things to do. So, I mean, you have to start from somewhere to get somewhere. And I
Somewhere.
always thought, yeah, NSMQ, then NSMQ is expanded. So one day we're going to have private schools. I'm waiting for one time that we have like experiments on stage being viewed for the whole. I know you
Yeah.
guys have like
Oh, we have
practical things.
thought of
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So that is why. So I like it. I just love it that you mentioned this. So because we get it a lot, and because we've not necessarily had the resources to make so much noise
yeah,
about it. People still think that
yeah,
the NSMQ is just the theoretical part that they witness. But viewers, I would like to tell you that we've addressed this concern way back. The STEM festival started in 2021. And in 2021, we had one. In 2021, we had it. In 2023, we had 2024. And this year, we are going to have the STEM festival. So the STEM festival is that practical, the NSMQ has its own structure. And then sometimes when you want to introduce experiments and all that, it will drag the whole contest, and you might not necessarily, you not even have the audience watching, and you take the fun away. That is why we've brought the STEM festival. The STEM festival used to be part of the NSMQ, so we used to have the NSMQ, the National Science and Maths Quiz and Science Festival. So now in 2021, we separated the Science Festival from the NSMQ, and then we added a mentorship session and then called it a STEM Festival. So now we have a STEM Festival that is made up of two parts. We have a mentorship session that we bring industry people to our studios here at prime time, and we mostly aired on television, sometimes during learning, and mostly when we do it, we stream live with everyone to have a feel. This year is going to be amazing. And so the mentorship session is on. We have about 21 days of mentorship sessions every day except for weekends. Even last year, the one we did last year, we showed on Saturdays and all that. And so the SciTech Fair, so the STEM Festival has the mentorship session and the SciTech Fair and the SciTech Innovation Challenge. So the Innovation Challenge is a practical hands-on. I'm teaching the ones that you want to see among senior high schools. So we select senior high schools. We open for nominations. Senior high schools file for or we call for participation. Senior high schools have proposals. They write the proposals and bring them to us. We have a select consultants that go through these proposals and select the schools that are best fit for the competition. And then we house them just like the NSMQ we do for the NSMQ. And there is this amazing competition called the Scientific Innovation Challenge. It's so amazing. And the schools that do well in the Scientific Innovation Challenge don't necessarily do well in the NSMQ. And so we've solved all the questions, all the concerns that come with the structure of the NSMQ with the STEM Festival. And so I want you to go on to YouTube STEM Festival, Facebook STEM Festival, follow the STEM Festival, get to be updated. Aside from the fact that we have the Innovation Challenge, that is the competition among the senior high schools, we also have the fair, which is an exhibition. So if you have a prototype that you've done in school, you can bring it. We have an exhibition that is going on, you can exhibit it. We have consultants that come to watch, and at the end of the day, we award the best exhibit. We have students from all classes come to pass through, and it's amazing. It's spectacular. It's amazing. With the minimal resources that we have, we've been able to achieve a lot for the STEM Festival. And so you have to be an added follower of the STEM Festival, just as you are for the NSMQ. And that is it for you. We are good to go. Thank you. So, Mbebo, do you have any final words for us for today? I believe I've spoken so much about this. I got passionate because, yes, the question is coming, but the STEM Festival has been out there for so long, and because it's not we've not had the resources to make it so known like the NSMQ. And believe me, the NSMQ has taken 30 years to be what it is today. You understand? And we just started the STEM Festival in 2021. And so it has not really gotten the mileage that the NSMQ has gotten. But it doesn't, but when it comes to impact wise, last year, Obuasi Senior High School did this automated. I'm so passionate, my brother. It's amazing if you get
I
to
can
be
see
part
that. I
of the
can see
STEM.
that. I can see it.
I want to make so much noise that this year's STEM festival will be, will be the order of the day. This year's STEM festival will
Yeah.
also what's just like the NSMQ is winning awards. This year's NSM STEM
Yeah.
festival will also send students outside to participate in international robotics competitions and all that. If it is out there, we have the resources. Why not?
Yeah.
So you to
I
give
hope we
us,
get the resources and the
yeah,
support and the investment from external
very
bodies
good.
to make it more bigger and more public. I think that would help a lot. And as you said, NSMQ has been here for like 30 years. STEM Festival is new,
Yes,
so
yes.
I think it's kind of understandable the difference in the hype. But yeah, I think it's just there. And then if you are viewing and you're interested in it, I think it's going to help. But yeah, it can blow up very soon, and it's actually a very good space to explore science and what you can do with it if you're interested in science.
So give us your final words for the day. We are so far behind time.
Um, Lovely having to talk to you, Isaac. This was great.
Yeah.
Uh, NSMQ all the way. I decided all the way, Charlie. Before Charlie, I just could see before reason about you. I hear some people lives and
Are
I'm
you
speaking
are
PG
you
because that's
coming?
the language.
We understand. That's live chat. We love it when you speak PG. You even take us from that formal setting. You come to the level of the
Yeah, yeah,
student.
yeah, yeah.
We can relate. We
Wow.
love
But
it. Are you coming with any slogans this year? Have you had
Charlie,
contact? Are you coming with any slogans? Are you serving
let's say that we
bingo?
win one.
I'm intentionally asking.
Let's
How
say we
many have
win
you
one.
won? You've won
We
one.
win one with a slogan. With a
1993.
slogan we could break.
Charlie, there's no hope.
Now, with a slogan we could break. Like to God
I
we
mean,
serve or what? Like what?
it is
Nah, but
well.
like before
But
reason
I
about
think
you.
it helps with building momentum and gathering support around it because one Adisadel Tale they call Adisadel the Malam school. Adisadel maybe start of the contest, Adisadel will be nowhere, and then when it gets to round five, who is leading, and it's Adisadel all the time, all the contests, those slow contests that you won, and even coming to the finals in 2020, you just attested that you came with 21 points, but you were a force to reckon with. You didn't just come and leave anything. You left a mark, and so I believe that
That
if
is
you
a
also,
structural
yeah,
yeah. I
if you're able
believe
to
that is a
build,
structural problem. yeah, in our teams, like we need to figure out some things. We need to get rid of some things. We need to restructure. And it's going to be because we have the students, we have the old boys, and I forget to mention because the most instrumental people in the NSMQ are the old boys and the old students
Yes.
who are on
Yeah.
stage, and also the old boys. They contribute the money. Are involved in the training. They are the backbone of the NSMQ. Without them, the NSMQ falls apart. So the magic you see when teams go to nationals and they change and they become good is because the old boys go there and they put all the pressure and the knowledge on them, and that's one of the instrumental things. But yeah, this coach Charlie, we've always on a bro. I've
Mm,
followed this thing. I forgot. I
mm,
forgot back.
We dey watch you. We dey watch you for one
He
corner.
bad.
And the way percent speed up. Last year they chopped truly wow, Charlie. The way they speed up.
No, Presec them a coordinator. I dey pet him like I dey respect him. Like
Yeah. What's
I
his name?
hear
Then?
them
Mr. Brown.
second. Yeah, I met him like a couple of times. He's a great guy. I really like him, and I think our coordinator is also a great guy, right? But I think he has a formula that everybody needs to go to him, go on their knees and beg him for that formula, right? No,
And
like
that was,
to be able
that
to
was what I
produce
was talking about. That before the contest starts, if you approach any coordinator, if you approach any student, you'll be helped. You'll be helped. It is
I don't
when
know
you know
about
the
that. I
contest.
don't know about
Oh,
that.
you will. I can. I've seen. Oh, you will. There's no way on earth that you reach out to Mr. Fromm. Oh, Mr. Fromm, my students are having a challenge in this particular topic or this solution. This where we don't know this. We want to. That he will turn you away. There is no way. It depends on the kind of relationship that you build, with each other. He will help you.
Yeah,
He will help.
yeah,
So it is when the national championship starts and the heat of the moment, you go and call somebody's coordinator to come and help you. He won't even mind you. Do you understand? But before the contest starts, you can
yeah,
reach out to
yeah.
people and they will
Reach out.
sincerely
Yeah,
help.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlie,
But
it's been
Presec gets some
amazing.
formula before second. Before second Presec in formula. Like they are just good. No, like all jokes aside, right? Like I know you have this other competition that I don't know if NSMQ, the Sharks
Let's start.
competition, which is a different
You're
domain.
right. Right.
Like when we go there, because I competed, when we go there, the kind of questions we answer, right? And the way Presec answers within that short period of time, I don't think it's like they've had some training that everybody is lacking. But yeah,
But it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. You make yourself
you'll get
win
there.
back to back. You say you go get there. Where you go get there? So you see, so those
You'll get there.
people, because we are part of the organization, we get to know some of the things that happen with some of the schools,
Yeah.
and you see that the kind of what do you call the kind of force that these Presec alums, with Charlie, it is Charlie, so it's just got more amazing, like it just got better. Nona, are you there? Mbebo, viewers, we are trying to give you a surprise, so don't worry. Our technical team is handling it. You should just be online and be ready for what is coming. What is coming is amazing. It's never happened in the history of the NSMQ live chat. Today is the first time that we are bringing you something like that. Nona,
Yeah, Charlie, the network is full.
I know you are still live. The network is misbehaving, right? We are still live, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I just decided to switch to pigeon now.
I understand. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I disconnected. I
Oh,
don't know.
don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. That's fine. That's fine. I told last year you did, but you Charlie the originals. Why you people they sweep out like that? What is that? What is
I don't
special
know.
about Adisadel? Charlie, look at Cape Coast. Look at the type of schools that we have in Cape Coast. All the big schools in Ghana are in Cape Coast, and yet you have Adisco always, pulling that magic trick and then winning the regional championship. Did you win?
I
By
mean, on
your
a
time, you
boys'
didn't
school.
win it, right?
I know win, but I go finals. But what I, like our boys are let me switch back. Our boys are good, right?
Straight back,
And,
straight. Oh, you can. We love it. We love the PJs. We love everything.
okay, so our boys are good, and I think at the time of the originals, they have a structure that works for them, and they're able to compete and beat all the schools. It's an impressive structure. I think our coordinators are doing a good job. Shout out to Newton. Shout out to Wilson. God rest his soul. But yeah, we have to translate that to the nationals. Like imagine the nationals who win trophies back to back to back. Like good nice. Like we change the slogan, for more to do more, something like that.
For more to do, but you they jump from two. You they jump from two to four.
For more to do more, you have
One more to do more. I'm really
yeah,
interested in that. The two, what slogan you guys can build around the two that will make sense. Because Saleh Persec, every year they come with their own slogan, a new slogan, some fuel from nowhere, and then they keep going, they keep tweeting, they keep posting, they have. Charlie, it's serious. It's serious. It's serious. It will take a
engagement.
long time
Yeah,
for another school to make the strides that
yeah,
Presec has made
yeah.
so far. Mfansa
I mean, all
Lagos.
hands down. It's
Oh, I know,
all
right?
hands down. It's very impressive. It's very
I know,
impressive.
right?
It's the structure they have. The old boy support is massive. I think we all need to learn something from that. Then check like Real Madrid. Then just
Yeah.
they win the trophies,
I
they go
think
over. We go stop them.
somewhere
We go stop
in
them like crocodile.
2022, in 2022 when Presec won, can you imagine that
Yeah,
right from the Kumasi, the Great Hall, we saw that they had brought three what do you call this car, G-Wagon Charlie 2022 model, and then they had they had they had customized the number plates per sec. That time per sec had what, seven per sec, seven. Charlie, can you imagine the resources that will, and it wasn't one, they were three. They were three
the old
per
boys
sec.
get money. Like they
Charlie,
get money.
oh,
They
everybody
get
get
money.
money.
But
Everybody get money. But is that love that then they put for the thing inside?
yeah,
It is serious. You
yeah,
don't get
yeah,
it
yeah.
from anywhere.
Yeah. If you
Sometimes, Charlie. So you guys, you for pull your way right now. I know say as they do AI things there, small kafa dey your pocket inside.
oh, I will give them like
Ah,
50K. About 50K
you
help
know,
them
it
gain a
evolve,
structure
it
they have.
evolve, it evolve, it evolve. 50K we sort them all out. It will sort them all out.
Ah,
We'll solve the problems. No.
soft crash,
Yeah, you
soft,
people to
soft.
get that. You people to get that magic touch. So if you add small kafa to it, there, you know what that.
Yeah, yeah, but on a more serious note, the schools need to step up to meet Persec on their level because
Yeah.
the support and the
Oh,
system, the structure they have is
imagine last year too, like then they win. Oh. Last year, if yeah, if Infansepem, look at how Infansepem stopped them. Look at how
yeah,
Infansepem stopped them. It
the
was just
tiebreaker.
something. It was
Yeah,
tiebreaker. It was tiebreaker. So it was completely due to chance. It was never,
yeah,
a matter of, superiority or any
intellect.
super
Yeah.
intelligence. It was completely due to chance. And so the guys are prepared to win the NSMQ for the next 10 years. And
I hear say
so,
then they recruit them from
Charlie,
JHS level.
I say, because we organize the thing, we know.
Yeah,
Then no form one, no Charlie. Everybody they write the rep exam. Oh. Then ask, then they progress, and then they, like you said, then the rep the exam card. They know the rep one or now. If you are in your wow now,
ah,
you
we
go
don't.
and have your day. You go and have your day. We are
We're
there.
like 10.
Sure. Then they rep like 10. So if you are that good, if you say you are good, then excel in all the 10. Then they can't join.
Yeah,
Charlie. So I really hope that the other schools are, but then it is coming. That day is coming. The day is coming where a school that has no name. We don't know from anywhere. We don't know from Adam. My madam will say, we don't know you from Adam. That a school that we don't know from Adam will just come and win the NSMQ. It will be great. But as it stands now, for the next 10 years, it is not possible. Yeah.
I think that is very optimistic of you to say, but Charlie, I know they see him like that. I know they see him like that. Like once we go, I don't mean to downgrade every school or any school, but the resources, the energy, the preparation, the material, the experience that the schools that have been to the finals have, that the other schools don't have. You need to
Okay.
pull like a magic trick. You
All
need to
right, all
pull a
right.
magic
So,
trick to
so, so this is that you see that you see that the trend that I've been trying to drag you on a little. I don't know if you've got the yes, but I have a surprise for you.
yeah.
So we have uh Daniel Gapeto joining the stream. Hello, Daniel.
Charlie.
Ah, oh, that yeah.
Yo, Daniel,
Charlie,
what's up?
welcome to the live chat. You say you come now in mellow. You come now in mellow. At
Amelo,
least
Charlie,
if him all go down.
you kill my energy. I beg go, my boss that too.
Charlie, you dey hear we know they hear you. My technical team. Daniel is talking, but I could hardly hear him. Charlie.
Can you guys
Yeah,
hear me
yeah,
now?
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
he give us days. He's intentionally coming to
Oh
give
no,
days. He started give days at
Forget,
this.
bro.
Charlie.
you go
forget,
and
forget,
react to.
forget.
You guys like give you kiss too much. Eh? Guys like give
Charlie,
you kiss too much.
you say we like giving games, but it's true. I,
Yeah.
I had a session with you last 2 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
you had this normal flow. But today, as you come, you see Mbebo now. You say, "Hello, yeah, I
You,
joined
you want
this
you want
Oh
intimidate
nah.
me? Why you dey intimidate me?
Oh no. I know if you intimidate him, but
So, Charlie,
if
okay,
there's any contestant, if there's any contestant from my year way, you know if you take anything show am, you be in Bebu. Sick of the vim he come plus that the finals time. Hey. So, I mean, I'll just share this thing. My mom is actually a very big fan of Mbebo.
Charlie,
So,
Is that
That's
when
all?
we
cool.
were
That's
on
cool.
stage, oh yeah, she might have told you, but I don't know if you remember, but when we met at Benjamin's victory party,
Yeah,
we took a picture. She posted it on her Facebook like a week later. So
that's very
one
sweet,
thing
bro.
about yeah, so one thing about the final was that when we were on stage and like we were leading quite a substantial gap before the
Gap.
uh, problem of the day, I made a mistake of looking down towards where the subs were sitting because I wanted to gauge the psyche, see if I could gauge the psyche of the subs coming in to see if the contest was already over or. So I looked down and I saw Mbebo and as soon as I saw his face, I was like, "Oh, we're still gonna have to push to kill the game. Like the match is not over." Because I mean, he looked pretty calm. He looked collected. He was even, trying to motivate the guys from down there. You see that, yeah, this guy means business. And yeah, he almost pulled off a heist. I have to call it a heist
Charlie,
And your money heist or
simply
NSMQ
because
heist.
simply because going into the contest there was a poll and all that. It seemed like we were the convincing
Favorite.
favorites, and rounds 1 and 2 would have made anyone watching believe that we were going to run away with it. But all of a sudden, Mbebo just the problem of the day
Stop
happened.
it.
Then true of us happened. So Isaac and I mean, we were waiting to see, is this guy even going to get any of the questions wrong? Yeah,
Charlie,
but it
the
was
last
quite,
two of us.
we thought you were going to get that correct. So
Yeah, I thought that
we
was
used to
correct, too,
keep
Charlie.
track of, bro, we used to keep track of like the performance of the other schools in the true or false. So if they get it
Yeah,
correct, we tick, and then if they get it wrong, we make an
yeah,
X. So I
No,
already
whilst
ticked
the
yeah,
contest is
on my paper.
ongoing,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I
Charlie.
already ticked on my paper so that we have an idea of the gap going into riddles.
The gap,
So
yeah, Charlie.
I already ticked on my paper that Adesco has got it correct. Then Mbebo said true or whatever, and the lady said, "Oh no!" And I was like, "Hey, let's go!" It could be, it could
And
be
you get
like
chance,
X.
you get chance.
I could change the tick, so I say, yeah, Afa. Like
So
Afa
like you
Papa.
win, like what will happen? Mhm.
Bro, I
No, like
honestly,
I'm talking about in terms of score.
yeah. Oh, if he had it correct, we would have gone into the riddles with a 2 point gap.
Wow, lead.
So
Yeah,
he
two.
wouldn't have had to rush. Well, not rush, but then he wouldn't have had to ring on the first clue for that last riddle.
Yeah, yeah.
And knowing Mbebo, he probably have got it correct. So I think that was a very
We hype,
pivotal
we dey hype,
moment.
we dey hype.
Yeah.
Come on for
We
So
dey
the,
you
hype.
guys,
come on for
you
the.
are, no, you guys a meet on the side there, like after NSMQ.
Oh, we did talk. Yeah, we did talk.
We dey talk.
Some like afterwards, we are in contact quite a bit. So
Oh, that is
when we
good.
get a
That is
chance, we do meet.
good.
Yeah,
Mebo, is
he and
there
Ivan.
one fond memory that you would like to share with any experience you had with Gakpeto?
Yeah, so let me share this experience. It's very
Uh-huh.
humiliating, but I'm gonna share it
Ah,
anyways. Like
sorry in advance.
my first time, I take that story because I really did it, right? My first time meeting this team, right, was in Presec. I don't remember whether it was Black Panther and Gapeto, it was Black Panther and
It
Benji,
was
but I
Isaac
remember
and I.
Black
It
Panther.
was
Bro,
Isaac and I.
I just came saying, "Chala, they can't do quiz, oh, bro." Like that day, they make I almost stop doing the quiz. Like I don't go do quiz again. You know the mark I get three. Oh. At the end of the contest, then get 51, bro.
What percent?
It was actually
Like
eight. It was eight.
three.
Uh,
It was
It was
eight. Yeah, it
eight. It
was eight.
wasn't 30.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't
okay,
forget them.
so
Like I got eight, they got 51.
wow, 80. So
Yeah,
out of
that
80, you
contest.
got three, and then they got 51 out of 80. Charlie,
No, no.
No,
At the
no,
end,
no.
yeah,
He finished with 8 points.
no,
I
okay,
finished with 8 points at the
8
end of the
points.
contest. Then he got 51. Bro, the pressure, like these boys stab my ball stop. Like, excuse my language,
Oh,
excuse my
don't worry,
language,
don't
but
worry. Let's go. Let's flow.
See,
So,
no, but like,
do you have a pen with you? Do you have a pen with you in Bebo? I see
no, I don't
oh,
Gapeto
have
he
with
a
a
doesn't
pen.
pen.
need it. He
You don't
doesn't
need.
need the pay. He's a bella
You
boy.
don't need it. You don't need
He's a
it. You
bella
don't need
boy.
it. Okay. What we are going to do
You
is
can't give me question.
yes, he said he
He's a
doesn't
bella
need it.
boy. He
Charlie,
doesn't
you
need
don't
the
need
pay.
the pen. Charlie,
I beg.
please,
I don't get pen. I don't get pen.
let me ask my question and go. I beg. So it says can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you're welcome to the NSMQ 2025. This is the final contest between Presec and Adisadel College. On my right is Presec Legon, representing Presec Legon. We have Daniel Gakpeto, and from Adisadel College on my left we have Nonna Mbebo. So, question one. Oh, okay.
You
Daniel,
run,
are
you
you
run,
there?
you run.
Can you hear me? Hello,
Can
Daniel. Yes, yes, yes. Oh,
hmm
you go consult something.
I had to go and
Yeah, I know,
do my
right?
pre-contest.
I know, right? I know,
Yeah.
right? Charlie.
But this don't be fair.
There's
Oh. I
nothing
don't get pen.
good.
Oh. You guys,
He said
I
you
don't
don't
get
need
pen. Oh.
them. He said you don't need them. Okay, so
He
you didn't
doesn't
go.
need it.
He doesn't need it. Okay. So are you ready? Okay. Determine the nature of the roots of the equation. Determine the nature of the roots of the equation. 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 is equal to 0.
Charlie,
Determine, let me
I don't
retake
see
it.
top.
You know the T top. So determine the
eh,
nature
Isaac,
of
you
the
make
root
a
of the
shy.
equation. Charlie, the quiz master ball as well.
Make
So
we
it
make we
says,
make we go make we go make we go do this
maybe
thing.
go,
Come.
but
Make we
no
go
go over.
make we go. Yeah.
Okay. So it says
Yeah.
determine the nature of the roots of the equation. 3x squared minus 4x squared. Okay, 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. 3x squared minus 4x plus 2.
Charlie, complex root, complex root.
It's complex
Complex,
root.
yeah.
What does that mean?
In
Yeah,
complex.
not real, not real.
Ah,
No be real.
it's not real.
Yeah.
Okay, my technical people. The question me, I dey use the question where I dey grill. Charlie, I dey use the
Oh,
question where I dey grill. Can you imagine?
see,
See,
I told you he didn't need a pen. Eh?
he didn't need a pen, so he just
I
got
told you
Hey,
he
something.
didn't
Charlie,
need a pen.
you know, say
So
this
when I
question,
read
eh,
the
you
question,
talk right. You talk right.
I had a feedback. I had a feedback, so I thought I had read it wrongly, and then or probably I'd read the answer in addition, and then now I was told that that what I read first was right. I don't know my left from my right, Sally. I'm not. Please let's end this. US, thank you for joining. On my left, so it was a tie. I don't have enough questions to break this tie, so I'll just let it slide. Yeah, I mean, one Fabiroff.
What for?
Daniel,
Oh,
are you there? Hello, Daniel. All right, so it was amazing. Charlie, just asking the questions, I was fumbling. You can imagine what the contestants go through on stage. If your brother or you see any contestant, you have to give them their credits. If you a contestant from your school goes for any trial and they don't do well, do not castigate them. Try and empower them, give them the support they need to be able to perform, do well at the national championship or the regionals. So viewers, okay, let me do the right. Nona, thank you very much for coming on the live chat today. It's been amazing. I was even caught off script. It was so amazing. This is the first time we've had a segment like this, and you guys made it happen. It's amazing. We pray that we have such amazing chats from hence. So thank you very much for joining us for today, and we wish you well in your endeavors in computer science, in AI, in LLMs. Charlie, you are doing a good job, and I want you to continue and then build and modify, make that project you are doing on the Galamsey thing. Make sure that it is the best AI app when it comes to that. You understand? So that in the next few years we're having you come back to Ghana to help us. Because Charlie, we are being swamped by this menace. I thank you for doing something that is relatable locally. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the NSMQ live chat today. Viewers, this is all time would permit us. It's been so great, it's been so amazing, it's been so spectacular. The live chat today has been, it's been warming. So thank you so much for joining us for today. Join us same time next 2 weeks for whoever is coming. It's still a surprise. So thank you very much. My name, as always, Isaac Kwejo. I was your host for today. Thank you.